Hey guys, how's it going out there? Happy birthday to all the Cancer, sun sign Cancers out there ahead of time. And today, especially the first day of Cancer season. All right, so I'm a Cancer rising, so definitely have some Cancer in my chart. Probably somewhere else too, I can't remember right now, but I do love me some Cancers. All right. So anyway, this is going to be a general reading for Cancer. So general can be anything like love, work, friends, family, money, health, etc. All right. So always just take it how it resonates for you if it does. All right. And since I was saying that we all have Cancer somewhere in our chart and all are welcome, right? If you don't already have your own birth chart, you can get one online for free, even if you don't have your exact birth time, and you can find out what your other placements are. So I like to use Astrology Cafe, I think is the one that I use. And yeah, so anyway, right? Knowledge is power. So, depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, etc., that kind of thing. So always feel free to check out your other placements if you don't already do that. Sorry, guys, I think my earring somehow got stuck on my necklace. Yes, it did. Okay. So we'll talk about a few things before we get started while I untangle this. But yes, it is also not only the start of Cancer season, but today, depending on when you're watching this, it is the summer solstice, right? So the longest day of the year, the shortest night, the height of summer. So from here forward, we will be losing light, right? It's not something we want to think about, but it is kind of preparing us to slowly prepare for winter in some way or another, right? And also just to really appreciate the light while we have it, okay? And of course, it is a metaphor as well, right? The summer, the sun, the light within us, all of those things. So I talked more about the summer solstice in the astrology notes that I just posted, and I will be hopefully doing a little ritual later tonight, which I'll post later too about the summer solstice. So anyway, let's get back here to Cancer, right? Since it's your birthday season, you're like, okay, enough of all that. Let's get back to me. All right. So I pulled all of your cards ahead of time here, Cancer. So we'll get into it in just a minute. We're going to be going over about a 4.5 week time period, something like that. So it is from June 21st to July 21st. Okay. And so each one of these 4 cards here, and if you can see all of them, I'll be posting a picture at the end of all the cards too. We'll each main card here in the center will represent a week's time. So the first 3 are like 7 days, and the last one is like 10 days or something. So that's why I said it's like 4.5, whatever, weeks that we're talking about here. What else did I want to mention? Yes, after the video, if you find, or even before, that you like this video and you want to give it a thumbs up, it does help the channel, circulate it and spread it with more people. But not only that, it tells me too that you resonated with the message in some way or just like the video. So no pressure, you don't have to do if you don't want to, but I always forget to mention it, so I have to kind of do that whole thing. What else were we going to mention? We talked about the photo. If you want to check out the photo after the live is done, all you have to do is click in the description box below afterwards, and follow the instructions there. It's pretty easy. It just takes you to my Facebook page, and then once I post the video, it usually will be the first comment there, if you want to see the picture later, more up close in detail and all that good stuff. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. If other stuff comes to me later, I'll mention it. But let's do a quick little sound bell here for some healing, for some grounding for yourself and for myself, and just to kind of get in the energy of the reading, okay? So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, just breathe normally. Also be aware if you're listening with headphones or you're sensitive, sometimes it does get a little loud, but hopefully it's not for too long, right? All right, here we go. All right. Cancer. Okay, so I'll just put this over here. Um, but yeah, if you guys have seen me before, it is a new setup just for a couple of weeks, about a month or two. So I got some of my stuff out, but obviously not everything. And a couple new things maybe you haven't seen, I can't remember. But yeah, anyway, thank you for everybody, for your energy, for being here, for your views and all that stuff. So whether you're new or coming back. But let's go ahead and call out your cards here, Cancer, and get into your reading. I'm just going to set my little timer. All right, so you have the Ace of Staves in the reverse position. You have the Ace of Cups in the right side up position. You have the Six of Sacred Circles right side up, or also known as Six of Pentacles. And you have the Four of Swords in the reverse position. Now we'll also talk about what's on the top and the bottom of your two decks here, two tarot decks, and then I pulled one oracle card for you as well, and then we have your confirmation card too. So we'll go in order here, but I wanted to say again that these first four cards, oh wait, that made it worse. I'm trying to see if you guys can kind of see where they're at. Maybe if I go this way. There we go, kind of. Okay. All right, well, I'll show you the cards like I normally do anyway. I was just trying to make it easier for everybody to see. So yeah, each one of these four cards represents about a week's time. So I'll go over them every time we're on a new week, okay? So the first one would be energy from today, depending on when you're watching, right? June 21st through June 27th. The second one would be June 28th through July 4th. The third one is from July 5th through July 11th. And the last one is from July 12th to about July 21st or so. And all of these, none of these are exact. They're just kind of like a guideline. So that's what I wanted to say earlier and I forgot. So, you know, when I put timeless in the video, it could be, you know, for some people that they resonate right away with this message. For some people, it could be 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future, a year in the past, a year in the future, more or less, however it works out for you. But usually, hopefully, there's always a message here for you. And sometimes, even if you watch it again later, you might find an even deeper message or understand it in a deeper way. So with all that being said, let's start with your first card here. Now, your first card here, Cancer, could also be energy from the recent past, whatever that is for you. So it could be a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, months, years, etc. But we start off with a little bit of stagnant energy here, or I call it a challenge, or a gentle reminder is another thing I like to say. Okay, but you really only have one of those. The rest of your cards are looking really good. It's just like a little preview. All right, so just because it's the first card and it's a little bit of blockage, it's not the end of the world. And we always have blockages and challenges and things go up and down as they do through life. So let's go ahead and get into this little challenge here and then we'll move forward. There we go. This lighting is different. So anyway, we have the Ace of Staves, also known as the Ace of Wands, in reverse position here. And again, this is the week coming up for some, right? So from June 21st through June 27th or so, okay? Now, when we talk about the wands, this is fire sign. So it is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. It could mean something to you, but it doesn't have to, right? But when it's in the reverse position, it's really talking about perhaps, you know, there was a false start, like you wanted to have this new beginning in some way here, Cancer, and maybe it still wasn't quite time yet, or there was a little bit of hesitancy, whether it was on, on your side or someone else's side, okay? But we're gonna talk about actually this time it's a little bit different, the way that Spirit wanted it, but all four of your cards, what's on the top and the bottom of each deck, are all going to be talked about with your first card, okay? So that's kind of how they wanted it, right? And so also when we talk about the Ace of Wands or the Ace of Staves in reverse, it could be, you know, that there is this energy of maybe somebody's defenses are not where they should be, okay, as far as maybe even health stuff, but not for everybody, right? Since it is a general message and not an individual reading. But when we talk about this Ace of Staves with the first two here, okay, and this is what's on the top and the bottom of the other tarot deck, and I'll show you closer in a second because I know that lighting is blowing it out right now, but I'll show you in a second, okay? But this is energy from also the past, okay? It can be recent past, it can be further back, but it's just past energy. Kind of coming in here and giving us more insight about why you have this Ace of Staves or Ace of Wands in reverse position. So you have the Hierophant right side up, which is Taurus energy, right? And then you have the Two of Pentacles in the right side up position here as well, okay? So let's see, hopefully you can see all that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we have the Hierophant here, right? The Taurus energy we're talking about. So this is about somebody who is, or an energy, if it's not a person, you yourself here, Cancer, or another person you deal with, it could just be an energy in general here from the past, right? Where they're in a position where people want to come to them for answers, or they look up to them in a certain way, right? So a lot of times the Hierophant talks about dealing with schools, education, educational institutions, all of that. Okay, so it could be, as it shows in this card, a priest, right? It could be a mentor, it could be a teacher, a spiritual guru, whatever you want to call it, right? But maybe this was going on in the past where you were perhaps, Cancer, still trying to figure out what that meant to you too. Like, do I want to be a teacher, a mentor, a guide to someone, or have I lost faith in a teacher, a mentor, or a guide that I used to look up to, right? Because this is in the reverse position here, that false start, or a little bit of stagnant energy, gentle reminder, challenger, however you want to call it, okay? Because we see over here with the Two of Pentacles, this is that back and forth energy, right? Of somebody still kind of wrestling with an idea, but they're also distracted, okay? The Two of Pentacles can talk about just somebody worrying about what's in front of them, let's say paying their bills in the 3D world or what have you. We all have to do it, right? But it could also be that they're not stable, they're not on the ground. When you see this card in other decks, it's a Joker dude, and he has one hand, sorry. He's got one leg down on the ground and one leg lifted. So he's not grounded, right? Just like she's not grounded because she's juggling, sorry, this lighting. She's juggling those pentacles, okay? And we see in the background, there's like stormy seas and all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of just showing us maybe why we have, as your first card, that Ace of Staves or Ace of Wands in the reverse position here, okay? But we're going to go to also the other deck, right, that has a little bit more insight about why this Ace of Staves came out in the reverse position. All right, so here we have on the top of your deck, we have the Two of Swords in the right side up position, and on the bottom of your deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. This is again past energy and more insight about why this card came out as your first card, okay? So when we look at it on a base level, this Two of Swords right side up is kind of the slowed down completely energy of no forward movement in progress, where someone is trying to make a decision about something, or they're really trying to integrate their heart chakra with their logical mind, the swords, right? Their logical mind, their intellectual mind with their heart chakra, which would be their feelings and their emotions, okay? And so that's why we see the back of this Japanese woman here, and in the front, she's got the two swords crossing over her body, okay, because she's really trying to figure out, and she's also blindfolded. We can't tell because, again, we're seeing the back of her head, but traditionally she's blindfolded, okay? So she's trying to find out something, not just with her senses, right, or just with other senses that she doesn't normally use, but just not her eyes, right? Her logical mind, let's say. And then over here, we have, really interestingly, the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position, okay? And this is energy of Leo, not Sagittarius, sorry. Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. That's right. Okay, so that could mean something to you, but it doesn't have to. You could have one of those signs predominantly in your chart, or the other person you're dealing with, or multiple people that have something to do with when maybe that this took place during one of those seasons. It could be a lot of different things, or that the zodiac sign stuff doesn't necessarily resonate, and that's okay too. But I like to call them out, when I see them. Um, but we have this energy of maybe the reason why this slowing down of energy in the Two of Swords here to integrate the heart chakra and to use both the logical mind and our emotions, right, is what was needed to happen before the wheel then turned in your favor here, Cancer, okay, or their favor, or the general environment favor, what have you, okay? But this is a luck and abundance, and it's for momentum and progress and all those things, okay? So I really do feel like it's kind of preparing you here for what shows up as your second card in the second week, which is now another ace, okay? Excuse me, but this time it's right side up. Okay, you have the Ace of Cups in the right side up position. And this is beautiful to see because, right, the cups in tarot and the water, we both have that here, represent our emotions. In Cancer, if you're sun sign Cancer, right, you're a water sign or whatever. You have a lot of water in your chart. If you have a lot of Cancer in your chart, just as an example, okay? But this is beautiful to see because now, right, we're going from the false start, Ace of Staves or Ace of Wands in reverse, to now the Ace of Cups right side up. So now there's a new beginning. Now there's fresh start energy, okay? Now there is like literally your cup runneth over with whatever it is you want to manifest, okay? So that's kind of the metaphor of the card in general here. But yeah, aces are all about new beginnings, fresh start energy, right? Gifts from the divine coming in for you, also highlighting your strengths and your gifts that you already have, let's say, innately in what you do or your personality in some way. So this is really beautiful to see here, okay? And that Ace of Cups energy could be around for some. We said the second week, the second card was from around June 28th to July 4th or so, okay? Again, not exact, all right? But this is really beautiful to see here, okay? So I like that for you, Cancer, especially after it looks like, when we just talked about what was on the top and the bottom of each deck along with your first card, that there was some stuff to be figured out in the past, that maybe slow down the energy. And then finally, when these things were integrated, these lessons were learned, right? Then the Wheel of Fortune turned, and then kind of the Ace of Cups showed up here, okay? So this is really beautiful, like I said, to see here for you, Cancer. All right, now moving forward, we have your third card here is the Six of Sacred Circles, also known as Six of Pentacles, okay? And this is the third week. We were saying it was from around July 5th through July 11th or so. Not exact, but just an example, all right? And this is really nice balanced energy, right? Because it's six, okay? So it's 3 and 3 on each side, right? But it has a lot of Libra energy to it, okay? And so Libra is the balance scales as well. You see up in the corner here in the card, there is these little kind of mojo bag satchel things that are tied to the string on the tree. And so those kind of represent the chakra colors, right? So it could also be about different levels of healing, these kind of things, okay? And then really small in the background, I don't know if you guys can see it once the lighting, there's a full moon back there in the trees, okay? So the full moon for this time period is going to be on July 13th. But this time period of this card is like 2 days before, perhaps, right? So some people feel the full moon before, others usually as strong as days or the day before, the day of, and the day after. But again, it's different for everybody. So maybe there's some type of healing or balancing of karma or just balancing in general balance Libra energy coming up around here, around the full moon here for you, Cancer. But it's also about paying things forward, right? When we see the Six of Pentacles in other decks, right? It's about, let's say when we talk about abundance and money, right? But even though, yeah, when we talk about abundance and money, um, in tarot, it goes from 1 to 10, and this is 6, right? So it's not 10 yet, but they still have some money that they can maybe give to others that aren't as fortunate as them, okay? So it's about paying it forward, but not necessarily just with money if you can't do that, right? So if you give your time and your energy to someone or to something, that is also paying it forward, right? So whether it's helping an elderly person or helping someone learn a new skill or a craft or whatever it is, right? It's paying it forward so then you can have even more abundance coming up for you. That's not the reason why you should do it, right, per se, but the universe will provide and see that you've paid it forward, and then they give it back to you in kind, being like, okay, she's grateful, she's thankful, she's still trying to help others, he, she, they, what have you, right? And then you're going to get some of that back. So this is really nice energy to see here, especially when it's following the Ace of Cups, okay, for you, Cancer, because it's like, okay, the new beginnings, the fresh start, okay, all the watery energy of Cancer that you love, right? You see the whale in the background swimming, like, oh yeah, I can do this, okay? And then here with the Six of Pentacles, it's like I have enough that I can give back. I don't have everything. I don't have 10 of Pentacles. I'm not rich, or I don't have endless amount of energy or what have you to give to others, but I have something, a little bit to give back, okay? And it's just that, again, that grateful energy of being grateful for whatever you have that makes you even more abundant with money and whatever you want to manifest in your life, okay? All right, Cancer. Now, moving forward here, we're coming to something that I'm really happy to see for you, because I remember in the past, you, in particular, with a couple other signs, sometimes we're getting this card a lot, okay? But here, the way it showed up is it is now in the correct, more positive position. And so this could be something that's been culminating or coming together for quite some time. But what we have is your fourth card here, Cancer, and that fourth week, possibly around July 12th through July 21st, is the Four of Swords now in the reverse position. And that's how you want to see that card, okay? Because before, it was really about burying the anxiety, the worry, the overthinking, so other people didn't have to see it, or you didn't have to see it yourself in some way, right? Or Cancer, if this is not directly about you, about a person you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment, situation, right? That no more denial, no more hiding, no more burying things, okay? Because now we're going to have, and we're already, like I said, been planning for this and building up to this for some time. Always go back to past readings if you want, or even just the past photos under the readings on my Facebook page, and look at the photos and see where you see this card, okay, showing up for quite some time. But here now it is finally in the positive position of letting all those things go, and now having mental clarity, okay, and having healing as well, okay. Now this is really cool too here, Cancer, because since I just did the astrology notes for you, we do have the Chiron retrograde coming up in July, and it is July 19th, okay? What did I say? Healing old wounds, right? Not burying them anymore, bringing them out to light, having mental clarity, healing is what I said. July 19th, Chiron retrograde. That's the fourth card, the fourth week. We said from July 12th to July 21st or so, okay? So this could be, again, something here, Cancer, that's been building for some time, that you've been working on for some time. It could go back even to last year or before that. It would be different for everybody. But I'm so happy to see that card in that position for you, okay? Now, moving forward, we're going to talk about now your last tarot card, and then we'll do your oracle card. But we have your confirmation card here, okay? And so this is the one from the other deck here, the yellow Taramucha deck, I believe is what it's called, okay? And this confirmation card is confirming all 4 cards in the center here, your 4 weeks that we kind of just talked about, okay? So Cancer, get ready. It's your season. What do you have as your confirmation card? Hold on, let's see if it comes out. The 10 of Cups. Okay, there's like no better card, right? This is all the cups are right side up. None of them have fallen over. The cups in the tarot represent our emotions. What makes me emotionally fulfilled, happy? What are my emotional boundaries? All those things. You see a happy couple and kids, and there's a rainbow in the background and all this nice nature and all the great things, okay? So this is so beautiful to see for you, Cancer, especially during your season, right? If you are a sun sign Cancer. But this is kind of confirming that you were on the correct path here. You only have that one kind of, let's say blockage, emotional blockage, or gentle reminder or challenge. And then all the rest of them were very positive cards, okay? And so when this 10 of Cups comes in here, also, not only is it saying that you're on the right path, but there could be another path right around the corner too, because 10 in tarot is the highest number. So it's again talking about endings, new beginnings right around the corner, okay? But when we put it together too with the last card that we were talking about, healing wounds with the Chiron retrograde that's happening, but with that 4 of Swords in reverse here too, of not trying to hide anything anymore, not trying to hide as far as that you're in the recent past or whatever past, way back past, had a lot of, let's say, mental stresses, anxiety, worry, overthinking, being too much up in the head. So now you're not going to hide those things anymore. And if you do need help with that, hopefully you will seek help, or the other person will seek help. Multiple people, general environment situation. But yeah, you're not going to get 10 of Cups here, Cancer, if you don't have 4 of Swords in reverse. Because if you're not honest with yourself and with others, then your cups are not going to fill, right? So that completely makes sense here to me, okay? And it's so beautiful again to see during the Cancer season here, if your sun sign Cancer. But either way, it's beautiful to see wherever Cancer is in your birth chart, all right? So really great work here, Cancer. And I'll try to look back and see the other videos where you were getting a lot of 4 of Swords, and maybe have something I'll put in the comments at some point, where you can look back at those old videos and old pictures if you want to. All right. So Cancer, with all that being said, before you go, we do have a little oracle card here for you. And I try to rotate my cards and switch them out as much as I can. So this is, I don't have the box. I think it might be in my description box below. But the artwork is Susan Bolette, I believe is her name. Okay. And yes, Susan Art, it's actually in the bottom. So there you go. The Susan Eleanor Bonnet Trust, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's the name of the artist. And these cards are called the Animal Spirit Knowledge cards. Okay, they're not tarot cards. They're not oracle cards. They're actually just, this artist does a lot of stuff with animals and kind of surrealistic stuff. So I just pulled them out because I've used them before in the past. So anyway, Cancer, the one that you got for this time period is the seagull, okay? And I'll show you the card, and hopefully once the lighting adjusts. But, you see a woman here, you see the seagull. Trying to see how you can see it better. Maybe hold it like that. What else did I see in there? There's a seashell. It looks like some kind of octopus, squid, shrimp thing. Oh, maybe it's a shrimp. Okay, it's a shrimp. There's the ocean in the background, the sunset, just all the kind of things that you would think of or associate with the ocean, and then of course the seagull. Okay. So now I'm going to read to you a little bit about the seagull. All right. So the symbolism, of course, is water. Cancer, your water, right? Creation and emotions. Okay. So it says the seagull or the gull, a creature of the sea and the land, symbolically links the lower earthly world with the upper world of the spirit. It is also a symbol of unrestrained emotions. Okay, so all the artwork that this woman does has usually some kind of Native American theme in it as well. If you can see the woman here, but if you're familiar with her art too, you'll see it in every card. Okay, so then it says here. In the Northwest Native American legend, an angry gull kills a raven, one of the most powerful totems that had invaded the gull's beach. A great war between ravens and seagulls for dominion of the beaches ensued. In the end, the gull is subdued, and the two birds share power over the shore. Okay, interesting. I don't remember that. All right, and then it says real quickly in the painting, the seagull appears along with a noculus, which is the mollus. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And the image of the Aphrodite. No, not the Aphrodite. The Afro. What is that word? The. Why did I just blank? Is it the hermaphrodite? No, it's not hermaphrodite. That would be crazy if it was. Or maybe not. I don't know how to pronounce this. But anyway, it is, I should know how to pronounce it. It's a Greek kind of word. Let's see if I can sound it out. It's almost like Aphrodite from a distance, but it's not. Aphrodite. T right. Emma F. This is horrible, y'all. F right. I will come back with that. Anyway, it is the ancient sea goddess who governs the emotions. Okay. So the seagull in the picture, again, the noculus and the goddess are all associated with water and the primordial element of the creation of life. Okay. So really pretty, and hopefully there is something you can get from this. You can always look up the seagull symbolism online and see what, even if let's say you pretend that the seagull was your power animal, what you can learn from it, or other great facts about the seagull and the gull in general. All right. So this is your little oracle card for this time period, maybe even beyond Cancer. But I love it for you, all the water symbolism and the emotions. So that definitely fits with you and your season. Okay. So that is your message. It was pretty quick this time, but I think it was pretty straightforward. Please let me know if you want to in the comments down below. If you have any questions, or if this resonated with you, or whatever, you just want to say hi to, or you don't, that's okay too. So again, real quickly, if you want to see all of the cards, I will be posting a picture on my Facebook shortly after the live. You can see all the cards there for a second. I just messed everything up, but that's okay. So in case you want to look at it at a later time period and you forget which cards came out, I will be posting that shortly. But yes, other than that, thank you guys so much. Take care of yourselves. I appreciate all your energy and your likes and your shares. If you share this video with anybody, that's cool too. So you guys take care, and if you want to check out the summer solstice video that I will be posting later too. But Cancer, please enjoy this time period and your season if you're sun sign Cancer, and I'll see you later. All right, take care. Bye.